Hey everybody, welcome back to more Ni no Kuni 2. Been a few days since I recorded the last episode, as channel's been busy. If you're keeping up as videos come out, we're putting out like 2 episodes of LP related stuff every day. I'm dying. On the bright side, I have had time to load up this game and let it idle sometimes. Because this is this is a timer-based system with this building thing, so what we're looking at is 888,000 influence, about 32,000 King's Guilders. And if we go over here, given the amount of influence we have, we generate 12,000 kg an hour. So I'm gonna have to make sure to come back here as the videos go on and start pulling out that cash. As far as I know, I don't think there's anything else I can research at the moment. A lot of this stuff is either locked to me needing better citizens, and some other stuff is locked to leveling up the kingdom. They straight up just won't let me level up these buildings to get new research items otherwise. And we need 25 citizens, to which we have 11, before I have a chance to do that. So the game does have specific requirements that will prevent you from going much further. I assume if we go in here, it'll put us in the throne room. I mean, you would assume. Alright, let's proceed with the story now. Also, before we do, I went ahead and did some side quests off screen, so I'm a little bit stronger. Did a few different ones. Most of them involved going out and taking out certain monsters. They were the tainted monsters, so they were extra strong. Quite challenging, but enjoyable, because that's when the combat system of the game actually really feels amazing, when you're undergoing a good challenge. But doing those gave me more citizens. I did most of them in the Goldpaw area. Anyway, let's see what Ronald McDonald wants. What's up? What was it you wanted to talk to me about? I think it's better if we gather everybody together first. Alright, man. Fine, man. What is it?
Hey.
Whatever it is, judging by the look on your face, you've been in your bonnet about it. I guess you could say that. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Alright, I'll get to it. Evermore's coming along pretty nicely. We have a castle now, we've set up all our ministries, and things are beginning to take shape. But we're still missing something vital. What do you mean? You have people gathered here from all over the world. If you're going to unite them, you need to give them a banner to unite under. A banner? What exactly do we stand for? What are our goals, our values? That's what I mean by a banner. A shared purpose. Something everyone can work toward. Without that, we can't call ourselves a nation. You're the king. What kind of kingdom were you hoping for? What goals do you want to set? What kind of place do you want it to be? I see. Well, most of all, I suppose I'd like it to be a happy place, where people can get along with each other. Sure, we know about that part. We've read a fairy tale before. But we need something a bit more concrete. Work with me here. I know! A kingdom without war or fighting. And who doesn't want that, lad? You think we liked being a tooth and nail with the wyverns the whole time? Or they with us? Folks will have their differences no matter how lovey-dovey a kingdom you build. He's right. But I really do want that. I want to bring an end to war. That's our banner. It has to be. You see, all we need to do is conquer the entire world, and everything will be good. What I'm saying is that we're a villain. If that's your decision, we'll need to gather intel on our rival kingdoms. I, for one, don't feel like I know enough about this world yet.
Listen.
Then you'll be needing to hit the library for a wee read. It's over in Goldpaw there, run by a mad old baggage named Bodley. They've books and scrolls and tablets and what have ye on any subject under the sun. You'll find your intel there, sure enough. A library, eh? Yeah, that sounds like what we need. Would certainly be worth a visit, I'm sure. We have ourselves our next plan of action. Heading to Goldpaw. Near the inn. Check out this library. I just came off of doing a good bit of .hack recording, so I'm in for a treat. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's go. What do we got here? Got a little... Oh man, I'm glad a dollop of cream was there in the fucking dirt. Good job, Evan. We're gonna need that.
Look at this place!
Silence in the library. Shh. We'll have no rubberneckers here. You'll need the proper accreditation before I let you touch my bookie wookies, yes?
Okay, you don't need to have voice acting if that's the line you're gonna give me. Just saying. Well, do you have a library card? No card, no books. And the only way to get one is from me. Well, can we have one? Desperate to get your fingers on books. Well, aren't you a cheeky one? But I like a cheeky one. No, man, Roland, I'm sorry. We're selling you into slavery. You'd be doing us a huge favor. What's this? Another cheeky one. This one's all little and adorable. And a cat. Very well. Bodley will ask you 3 teeny-weeny little favory wavery woos. Perhaps if you're lucky, I might let you touch my precious books after that. Just say the word when you're ready. I think my dick fell off. 3 little favors. First one, there's that. It's a pretty... I'm sorry, I accidentally... Is there a log?
What the flip?
Nope. Hitting the D-pad just advances text. I've given up on reading this. I must stay for the books. So, finding a flower. That's apparently what we're doing. I'm sorry. If you just barely touch any button on this fucking controller, it advances text as opposed to one button. Very problematic when KZ accidentally hits R2 ever so slightly. You see, this is why I hate modern day video game triggers, right? Because before, it was just a button, right? Now, it's like a gun almost. It's like the analog triggers where they're pressure sensitive. I could cough on this damn thing, and then it would just advance the text. Look at this. See, look at that. It just fucking did it. Okay, I was pressing it. But you know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? You get it. Fucking... I don't care. I don't care. It's all fucked up. We haven't been listening to more than half that conversation. It's a main quest, so they'll fucking hold my hand. Let's go do these deeds so that she can let us have a library card. Because as you guys know, having fun isn't hard when you have a library card. Let's go find Lily, the specialist in spellcraft, who is right here.
Excuse me.
Oi! I've been waiting for you. My name's Lily. Bodley has told me a great deal about you. Really? How? We met her 2 minutes ago.
Gosh.
I expected you to be a bit older. You of all people should be aware of what we children are capable of, Evan. Indeed, I would say that we are far more capable than most adults. You know, with the whole lack of arthritis. Truth is, I've become disillusioned with life here in Goldpaw of late. The trick dice, the sham trial, always had so much respect for Master Pugnacious. Could not believe it when I learned of his deceptions. But it wasn't really his fault. He was being manipulated.
Yeah.
I know that, but still, I'm petty. So, that's what old Bodley sent it to see you. Very crafty. She wants us to invite you over to our kingdom. What do you say? Change of scenery? Yeah, I think it might. After all, Evan, it was you who exposed Master Pugnacious's deeds. You have a good heart. You're a leader I could follow. It's a good thing we don't go through immigration in this world. Well then, let's All I ask is that you defeat 3 monsters, because there's no fucking reason why you should.
What the?
Hang on. Why are we hunting monsters? You're just some random girl like, hey, what's up? I'm really feeling bad about living in this country, given all the things that happened. I'd like to join you, but first, kill these 3 monsters. I can't risk following a new leader only to be let down once again. I don't know, did you see the part where a giant fucking dragon came out and we beat it up? Were you there for that? Did you hear that through the grapevine? Oh, you. Fine. I mean, I'm down with doing it, but I'm gonna totally complain about it. Because that is the KZ way, because that's fucking ridiculous. Let's go to the Calm Lands. Not to be confused with the area of Final Fantasy X called the Calm Lands, which I heard some people in some circles call the Clam Lands. Let's take on some of these plasms. Let me see if I remember how combat works. Lights, yeah. It's coming back to me instantly. Lights, heavies, Okay, I need to stop that. I'm being an idiot. Hold on, let me move the mic back a little bit. Okay. This game's so good! Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm coming off playing Dot Hack. You know how it is. That game made 3 combos and then called it a day for 3 games. Alright? And boy, do they not feel as good as this shit. So sometimes, I'm like, yeah, man, getting in it. Getting in that ass. Feels good. In my pooper. Surprise attack! It wasn't really that much of a surprise. There's what I need to kill. What a wonderful stroke of luck this is. There, this should be that quest done. We got 3 across those different fights. These fights are going to be super easy, though, because I'm even higher level than I was last time. Yeah, the Troubled Genius, also known as the Picky Bitch. It was right there. I mean, you could just load. Like, I'm playing Far Cry 5 now, and that's been alright. And that game, like, loads, like, takes, like, 45 fucking seconds. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's kind of like when Bloodborne came out, and that loading was terrible. Hello! I killed those things. You just gotta believe me. I have no proof. Can we talk about how that was great? I did not expect her to not immediately believe us as a joke. You've proven to be a man of your word. I'll join you. Aha! We also got 2 strong 6 sensors. There. Giving ourselves some more staff. Let's head back over there and get our magic making caps on then. Our researchers will have got their noggins around the bridge spell before you know it. You now learn bridge at Evermore Spellworks. Ah! Ah-ha-ha! So that opened up a plot-related spell. Oops, didn't mean to go in here. I could have just hit the menu. Fuck it, we'll just run up to the throne and do it like that.
Ugh.
Where'd we afford that chair? It's got, like, good upholstery on it. Let's just go ahead and grab that. Alright, manage the kingdom. This should be in the spell works. Here we go. Personnel. We're gonna want you, Then we're going to just want whoever has the highest amount of points, so that'll be Geralt. And Persia. Then research, and then find bridge. There it is. Development for a bridge. This will take 1 minute because this is meant to be a story-based one. And they respect my time. There's some of them where I've had to wait like 75 minutes. They make you take up your time, man. These bridges are important, though. So, how's it going? Alright. Complete research. All done. Give me that influence. Not a lot, but some.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for finding out how to cast bridge, Lily. Now we can make pathways wherever we want. No, you misunderstand. Not simply anywhere. The spell uncovers hidden pathways. You must find a place where it seems a path should be. Have you ever stood somewhere and thought, where's the path? Is it missing? You must seek out such a place. Oh, that's not how I thought it worked at all. Yeah, of course not, because you're a fucking idiot. But did you not need that spell in order to help, Mistress Bodley? She's not someone that I would choose to keep waiting.
Gosh.
True, she's very old and might drop dead at any fucking moment. Thank you for reminding me of her age. Let's go pick up that red rose. Now, this game is doing something quite easily that I was wondering how it would manage. That, of course, my friends, is how it is integrating all of the game's systems and making them feel natural and a decent loop. I'm saying this in the fact that a lot of the times whenever you add a system into a game, the main problem is making it feel like it's natural and that there's a good reason to use it. If you know what I mean. I have no idea where I'm going. I didn't expect there to be a little cave in here. Is this where I'm supposed to go? I think it was on the other side of that thing. We're gonna explore this anyway while I talk. A lot of times when you have a game, there's always like this worry or this idea that a mechanic is being added, but it doesn't serve the game and kind of feels a bit more ham-fisted in. There's always that concern, and not gonna lie, I felt similar when they first introduced the kingdom building mechanic. Like, is this something that's going to directly serve the game and feel natural, or is it not? And that is something that can happen with a lot of games. Take, for example, when Fallout 4 came out, and that game had run into a problem. In fact, they added base building to it, and making your own, like, settlements and stuff like that. And that's great. There was no reason for that to be in the game at all, because it never really served anything. It was just like, hey, you can make your own thing. Okay, how's that gonna fit into the plot and stuff? Very surface level. You need to feel like these different mechanics, these different things you do in the game are extensions of a body. They're like different limbs, kinda. At least that's how I personally feel with it. And this game's doing a good job of that. Making the plot about, I want to have a kingdom, so they make an entire part of the game you building a kingdom. And then your side quests will get you citizens, your main quests will get you citizens, citizens researching things will give you spells and important things that you can use and obtain. They'll give you stuff that you can use to progress the main quest, like right here. The fact that you go into a main quest, this main quest then points you to a side quest with someone that has you go do some of the game's combat. You complete that combat, she joins your city. Your city, there, you take her, and then you research how to make bridges. Then you use that spell of making bridges in the actual main quest to go complete a main quest. So, what I'm saying here is that the game does an incredibly great job with integrating all of its stuff and making it feel natural, that can be quite hard. Because other times you can add something to a game and it feels ham-fisted in. It's like, I like that this feature is in here, but it's better if you figured in all of these things from the start, or else they aren't going to feel as natural or as good. A good example is a lot of people's concerns before Final Fantasy 15 came out. Because that game was very much focused on feedback. They did various live streams talking about, what would you want? Do you want a Moogle to somehow be featured into the game? Here's a poll for that. Do you want this to be in? What's your feedback on how this feels? And a lot of people's concerns were, okay, they're including, they're asking about all these things, but I don't know about this, you know? If they're going to include all this stuff, are they lacking like a vision or something? And if you include stuff, it's gonna feel more half-assed. Also, we're in trouble. This place is very high level. We're gonna have to figure something out here. Ah, we won. You know why? Because I'm a master of fucking video games, that's why. But, that's always important. And coming back to how polished this game is, you can kind of see why it took them so long to really make it, because they are juggling a lot of different mechanics. Normal combat, making that feel satisfying, making that run at a good frame rate. You've got the kingdom building mechanics, you've got the large overworld, making that look nice and pretty. There's a lot of things that they're accounting for. So it's not surprising that they're working quite hard to really nail that stuff. I'm interested in whatever game they decide to do next, Level 5. Apparently, they're going to be announcing it soon, whenever they do, because they said their next game is going to be taking the scope of an MMO, which as soon as people heard that went, oh no, they're making an MMO. Almost as if people can't read. So they're taking something with the scope of an MMO, which would mean that they're making something huge. Likely games as a service type stuff, because it's making a lot of money. So I'm excited to see what they do. Level 5 has pretty decent range between a lot of the stuff they do. You got, like, the RPG stuff like Dark Cloud, Ni no Kuni, and Rogue Galaxy. You've got your more mobile-centric titles like their soccer series. I think they do Inazuma 11. And then you've also got I believe they also do Yokai Watch, and then you've also got like Professor Layton. So they have a lot of different stuff that they do over there. So it'll be interesting to what kind of thing that turns out they're working on. I'll be quite interested to see what they have to unveil. It will likely take a long time for it to come out, though, given it takes them a good bit to make games. Like, not the longest amount of time, but put it in perspective, we've known about Ni no Kuni 2 for almost 3 years. It was announced during, December 2015, I believe, because it was during a PlayStation Experience conference, and those usually happen in December. So interested in seeing what that's going. Something more to the maybe some chat about stuff related to this game for once. Something that I found was what do you got? I'll accept. Thank you. But, something interesting with this game, people have noticed in the comments, and I'd seen it, some other places. This JRPG was initially, it was planned to not, come out in Japan. They didn't know if it was worth it to, release it over there, which was quite interesting. Because this game has been tailored, and the target audience is us, people in the West. Western players that want to play JRPGs, yeah, they marketed it to us, which is quite interesting. I guess that means Ni no Kuni 1 did exceptionally well in the West compared to Japan, which is not surprising. Japan doesn't want to play console video games anymore. There's very few things that will drive them there. About most of them are Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter. So it's not too surprising something like that came up. But it's cool to see. It is very cool to see a JRPG developer say, we want to appeal to the West, and let's make a game that is nothing like a Western game. And I think that's also kind of a miracle. Because they wanted,
Do your worst.
as an example, they wanted, what was it, Final Fantasy 15 to appeal more to the West, and then they made it more of a Western-style game. A large open world and other various systems like that that are a bit more Western-focused. A lot of the fantasy elements felt more akin to like a Western story like Game of Thrones as opposed to something overtly Japanese, at least for a lot of some of the presentation. So it's nice to see that, you know, Japanese devs are like, alright, we're going to make something targeted at the West, but it's also going to play and be presented like stuff we usually make, because, you know, they know that people over here like Japanese style games. I was thinking I was becoming a bit more acutely aware that I barely play anything Western. It's not as in Cowboys, but of course, as in the Western side of the world. A lot of the mainstream AAA, I don't really play much of it. I was thinking about it because I was playing through Far Cry 5 because I enjoy some of Ubisoft's output, and that's like the only AAA open world game coming from the West that I actually really care about. And I feel like the only reason I played games like Zelda and FF15's open worlds just because I was, you know, either with Zelda, the game looked exceptionally well and it's a polished Nintendo game, and the other one was, you know, a Final Fantasy game that I wanted to play. Most of the time, if it's an open world, I kind of bounce off, but I can do them and enjoy them, but it's not something I'm really seeking out, where it's like, I need a big world filled with dots and checklists to do. I much prefer hallways with small forced things to do. Thank you. I'm dying, by the way. We went really hard yesterday. I was recording some stuff. If you don't follow my friend PM, I post in the community tab like fucking a few months ago. We do Nuzlocke videos, so I do a lot of stuff there. And between all the recording I'm doing, I can feel my voice shake. We've been going hard. You know, you can just feel it in your throat that it's like, man, you're really pushing it, making that sensation of sound. It's hard, you know. They're doing two episodes of Let's Plays every single day, and then saying, oh man, I gotta set up for an additional series on top of it. I do a few episodes a week with PM on his series, and I also have streams, and that requires speaking as well. Got a lot on my plate in terms of making this voice go. So needless to say, it can be quite the challenge. Huh, the Dreamer level doesn't even move. Well, I appreciate it being nice like that. Still don't think I should be here, because as soon as we reach like a boss or something, we're probably gonna get our shit wrecked. We're gonna leave the maze. It's a little too dangerous. I'm sorry, but things over here are like level 30, and it's just normal enemies. The boss is gonna be like 31, and it's gonna mess us up. We'll go back and do it later, but I wanted to have a place to have a conversation. I'm sorry for this episode's kind of a waste in terms of that, but it's a waste in terms of progress, but it is in fact good for the conversation. And I think that's fine. Anyway, whew, man, I really did blow out the voice, didn't I? Oh man, I'm coming in for a punishment because I got a chunk of videos to do today. Oh man, I so badly am working really hard right now, getting some video shit done, because if I can just get a little bit more and I can get it ready, I can take a few days off and not want to kill myself. Oh man. You know, you would think, right, that, oh man, he's making videos as his job. That's super fucking easy, right? It's like, oh man, enjoy your 12-hour work weeks, and then it turns out, no, it in fact is a little bit longer than that. It is just a wee bit worse than that. I do like 70 to 75 hours per week. And oh my, I'm so tired. However, this is the perfect game to be slightly tired and play. Above, like, any other that I've been doing recently, because it's just a good time. This is just a really good time. Where the fuck am I going? Oh, I see. I was like, where the fuck would the bridge go? It's over here. We should get ready to end off this episode, though, because we're getting pretty deep, and I didn't plan on doing, like, super long ones each time. Alright. Next time on Ni no Kuni 2, we're gonna make a bridge. Till next time, everybody.